As the investigation into the cause of the fire at Robbins Lumber Mill continues, people all over the state are supporting the Robbins family and their employees, some of whom are still in the hospital. News Center Maine's Drew Peters shows us how the incident is impacting members of Maine's logging industry.
It grows pretty quickly, as you can see from the growth rings.
This is one of dozens of white pine logs that Brian Bell supplies to Robbins Lumber Mill in Searsmont each harvest.
Every step of the product line to get what they need, they value and show appreciation for that.
A relationship that spanned more than a decade, now strained by a fire and explosion that injured several workers and forced the Robbins family to temporarily close the mill.
You're hoping at every turn that it might be a little bit better, and unfortunately we ended up at a very bad situation.
A situation pushing Bell and many other logging contractors to make some tough decisions at a time when the industry is already struggling.
When you're that close to a mill, it is a expense to try to turn and pivot to other mills at farther distances. Trucking costs, diesel fuel being so high right now.
Not only concerned about the financial costs, but the toll on the men and women forever scarred.
It's difficult to then think about the more calculated side of the industry when your emotions are that raw and you're seeing the sadness that is all around you in a community.
Sadness felt across Maine's lumber industry.
It's absolutely devastating when you see something like that, because we support our local lumber yards pretty heavily.
Nate Geschwind is the owner of Swift Carpentry in Winthrop and says they've been using wood products made over at Robbins Lumber since opening 10 years ago.
Everybody's got some Robbins in their warehouse, so you're going to see that impact everywhere.
With the fire wiping out millions of pounds of lumber at the mill, Geschwind and other local businesses are unsure of what the future will look like.
It may affect the availability of the lumber itself, and the pricing may actually increase because of that.
You can't just jump back in to your regular routine when you have, friends, family, and acquaintances that are in the hospital, or when there's been a loss of life.
But while there may be concerns about the lumber supply, those who work with the Robbins say the only thing that can't be replaced are people.
That's where your mind and heart goes.
In Montville, Drew Peters, News Center, Maine.
Hammond Lumber also announced it will be donating $100,000 to help support the Robbins family and others who were impacted by the fire.